Okay, so this is again In Conversations with Chana. My name is Chana Weisberg, and I'm the editor of thejewishwoman.org. We're here with a special guest today, all the way from Israel, Eretz Israel, the Holy Land. His name is Ira Zimmerman, and he is a farmer in the land of Israel. And he's here with us today to teach us and to educate us and tell us about his personal experience in keeping Shemitah. Shemitah is the sabbatical year in Israel, just like we keep Shabbat as the seventh day of rest and we don't work on Shabbat. In Israel, in the seventh year, there is a Shemitah sabbatical year where for an entire year, the land is not worked. And it's a huge challenge for a lot of people. It's also a great mitzvah, a great commandment and privilege. And Ira, hi, welcome to our program.
Hi, hello. Hello to you too.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know it's a busy time of year before the Shemitah starts after Rosh Hashanah, and it's probably a very busy time for you. Yes?
Yes, indeed. It's very, very busy time. It's like I can tell you how you feel just a few hours before Shabbat. So for us, the farmer,
Right.
this is the same feeling that we are
Right.
very, very close to the Shemitah. We need to close all the details, the small details we didn't close yet. We need to close everything before Shabbat will start. We are all
Wow.
of us looking forward to the next week to say Shabbat Shalom Aretz. זה
Wow.
הזכות שלנו בתור, it's our זכות as a farmer in ארץ ישראל, that מקיימים מצוות התלויות בארץ, and to say Shabbat Shalom Aretz, and I believe each one of you have also the זכות to say Shabbat Shalom Aretz, because
Wow.
it's a mitzvah Shemitah, it's mitzvah that make achdut between all of us.
So let's just translate for those that don't understand. So you're saying it makes unity from all of us. It's a tremendous merit for everybody. Tell us a little about your experience. What is it that you do in Israel? What kind of farmer are you?
Okay, so basically now you speak with me, I came back to the south. I came now just to visit my parents in the south of Israel. I'm in the kibbutz. And a very, very nice day. I start my day in the morning in my fields. My fields are next to Meron, between Tzfat and Meron. I have grapes, I have vineyard. The harvest will be in 2 weeks' time. Looking forward to, Be'ezrat Hashem, very, very good harvest, very good grapes that will make wonderful wine, wine of Or Ganuz. And so I start my day there, go look at everything is okay with the irrigation and that I have some workers that need to do. So I explain what to do. And after that, I start go to the south. And for me as a farmer, this is the third Shemitah I have the zchut to keep. Baruch Hashem.
So Shemitah comes every 7 years. So you've been doing this for the last 20, this is the 21st year that I guess you're doing it.
Yeah, it's the third Shemitah, but I don't count like this because they have one Shemitah. After 7 years, another Shemitah, and a 7 year, now it's the third Shemitah. So it's more like 17 years since I plant, 18 years since I plant my grapes. After 3 or 4 years, I have the first one, and then it's like this. So it's basically it's 14 years from the first Shemitah.
Wow. And so tell us what it's like to keep Shemitah. What made you start keeping Shemitah, and how has it been? What's your experience been like with it?
So like
I mean, I can imagine, not doing, for us, taking a year off work and not actually working to provide for our family, our livelihood, that's kind of scary. And I can imagine for you, it's the same way. This is your livelihood. And for an entire year, you're not going to be working the land. You're trusting that God will provide. How does that make you feel? What do you feel about that?
It's amazing feeling, but you need to understand, I'm a farmer. I born in Israel. I was farmer all my life. And I'm Choser B'Tshuva. So in the beginning of my life, I was a farmer which is not keeping mitzvot tloyot ba'aretz. And after I become religious, I understand there's a whole meaning of life, of living a Jewish life as a farmer. That you have mitzvot tloyot ba'aretz, you have trumot and masrot, v'net harevai. And then we have the Shemitah, like the Shemitah is the keter of the mitzvot tloyot ba'aretz. And it's true, it's very, very hard experience. But it's, for me, because it's third Shemitah, so I believe I'm less afraid than I was 14 years ago. Because 14 years ago, when I first realized the meaning of Shemitah, that I have my grapes, and I was a Bachur in Yeshiva, and the Rav told me, look, you have already become married, you become Vrech, but he told me, look, you need to go and think about your parnus of the house. So, okay, I know to be a farmer, so I take land in the north, I plant the vineyard, and I make my living from it. And then we come to the Shemitah, and this was the big question 14 years ago, what are we going to do? Because the Torah says, really exactly, you need to keep Shemitah. I know there is ter mechira and all sorts of kind of things that you can jump on the mitzvah. But for myself, I believe this is not what Hashem asked me. Hashem asked me, look, you become religious. You make choser b'tshuva. You come all the way from the kibbutz, and you live now in the north. And it's a question, but it's not a question because it's not a question because it says specifically you need to keep Shemitah. But it's a big question because what are we going to do with the money? Are we going to pay the mortgage or the rental of the house? Are we going to buy the food? Are we going to pay for the kids? Are we going to buy clothes? Are we going to pay the electricity? It's
Yeah,
like
these are
all
questions.
living. That what are you going to do?
Exactly.
But it's like when I think to myself 14 years ago, it was like exactly like Am Israel was on the edge, was on the Yam Suf, and the Egyptian was in the back, and the desert one in the side, and there's nowhere to go, just jump into the water. This is what I did. I jump into the water, but it's the water of Emunah. It's the water if you believe or not believe. Do you believe Hashem ask you to do it? Do you believe Hashem tell you, Tziviti et birchati? Say, yes, I believe. I don't know. Don't know what God's going to be, but the Torah say, the Rabbanim told me what they say, don't be afraid. And if I go back 14 years ago, the Rabbanim from Kerem Hashvit, they come to visit me. And I told them, look, you asked me to keep Shemitah. I don't know the meaning. I don't know how I'm going to live. But tell me, look, don't worry. You keep Shemitah, and you see Hashem is with you. Am Israel is with you. And this is what it was. It was amazing. I didn't work all this year. I didn't even make grapes, didn't make evers. But the fridge was always with food. I always have the possibility to pay the electricity bill and pay everything. And so how can you explain this? This is the reality. This is what was. This is what happened. And it's from these things, but you see things in your eyes that you don't believe. I make my harvest every year in this date, in 2 weeks time, and we know because the way we grow the grapes, we know we have like 900 to 1 ton of grapes for 1,000 square meter. This is the way we grow the grapes. But if I go back 7 years ago, and I do it every year, the guy from the Yekev, he come to my field, he told me, look, tomorrow we're going to harvest because it's good sugar, very good grapes. I bring you 38 boxes of that you put the grapes inside, then we deliver to the Yekev. So, okay, bring like every year. But 7 years ago, it was the 6th year like now, he bring me the boxes. In 10 a.m., I finish all the boxes. I call him, story, look, the boxes finished, please.
Now, Ira, we missed you. You froze up on the phone. You're frozen on the phone. Maybe join us again. Join us again. Log back on again. That's an incredible story you're in the middle of telling us. But you froze up.
Doesn't happen. You with me?
Okay. Yeah, now we hear you. Okay. No, we lost you now. Okay. We'll wait for him to join us. Wow. So Ira Zimmerman is joining us again. He's telling us about his experience in keeping Shemitah. This is the 3rd time around that he's actually keeping it. He had told me previously that the last time that he kept it, and this is the story that he's telling us about how it worked when he last was keeping it. Ira, are you there with us? No. Okay, we're having some difficulties. I hope Ira is going to join us again. Let's try to get him back. Yes, this is really amazing. This is an amazing story. I'm looking at some of your comments. Kol hakavod, which means all the due respect. Yes, this is indeed something really incredible that Ira is actually doing this, and so many thousands of of farmers in Israel are so careful to keep Shemitah, careful to keep not working the land. Ryan Short, tears overwhelming. It is indeed tears overwhelming. Wonderful story. Hope he's able to finish. I as well hope he's able to rejoin us. He did tell me it's an incredibly busy time for him now. He compared it to Erev Shabbat, just like Erev Shabbat. We're all running and working and trying to finish our work. So too, he is working to finish all that he needs to be done before the year's end, and that's why it's an incredibly busy time for him. He was telling us a story how last year Shemitah time over, this is in the 6th year, right like it is now, the last time 7 years ago when he was keeping Shemitah, he was preparing a certain amount of boxes for his grapes, and he told the estimate was that he would have a certain amount to a certain yield of his harvest. And what happened was the person came in with that amount of boxes in order for him to harvest his grapes. And he was finished doing it at 8:10 in the morning, and he saw he had so much more left. And he actually needed almost double the amount that was estimated. And of course, that's how he was able to keep Shemitah. Ira, it looks like you're back with us. Hello, Ira? No. He's trying to rejoin us. We'll wait a couple of minutes. But yeah, Shemitah was calculated as 7 years from the time the Jewish people actually entered the land of Israel, after they entered the land of Israel and conquered the land, the 7 years of conquering and dividing. That's when the 7-year period began. We began again after the destruction of the Second Temple. We have that date when we actually started again counting from then. So we have really this calculation of Shemitah. Okay, I think, Ira, you're there. Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us. So you were in the middle of telling us your story of what happened.
Yeah, so it was amazing here 7 years ago, and I have double of the grapes that I usually have, and looking forward, Be'ezrat Hashem, B'lai Hara, so also this year I have the same SNES, double of the amounts. And
Wow.
The thing is that we have the zchut to be a farmer in Eretz Israel. We have the zchut to have a farmer making mitzvot ba'aretz. It's not simple. It's not easy to make. Unfortunately, many of the farmers are not doing it. They're making it mechira, and they're jumping on the wonderful thing of keeping Shemitah. And for me, I don't think it is a question, because like I say, I believe my way that I'm chozer b'tshuva. I need to make what Hashem asked me to do, even if it's very hard. It's not easy. It's not easy. Also this year, it's not easy. But the difference between me and other farmers, that it's first for time for them, that I know where I'm going to. I know Hashem is hugging me. I know Hashem is leading me. I know I do what Hashem asked me to do. So I have my mesirut nefesh. It's true. In a way, I stop my income. You need to understand, I grow grapes, but besides this, I take the harvest for the wheat, for the matzah shmura, and then I take olives to make olive oil. All my circle of life, all my circle of living is around agriculture. But I have the zchut to keep Shemitah. So
Wow.
It's not like a zchut I take away.
So what's it like in the Shemitah year? You don't work the field at all. You don't work the land at all. So what do you do?
I have much more time. Baruch
What do
Hashem.
you do with your extra time?
Agriculture is a hard work. We wake up every early in the morning. We're working until in the afternoon with workers in the sun. It's very hot outside. You don't have much time or power when you're coming to your house to open learning Torah, not Daf Yomi or something. And Be'ezrat Hashem, I believe in the Shemitah, I have much more time to go to the kollel and sit and learn Torah. I have much more time to be with my wife and kids. And it's like extra, it's like Shabbos, like what you do in Shabbos. So it's basically the same. It's what I try to do in the whole year. So, but I have another thing, that I grow grapes. And grapes, different from vegetables. If I grow vegetables, so I leave the field, I don't do anything, just leave the field. But in the grapes, I need to go back to my same field, same trees in the 8th year. And if I won't give water, if I won't give some special spray against insect that damage the tree, I don't know where to go. So I still need to go in the Shemitah and work a little bit to keep the trees alive in the best way that I come back in the 8th year and it still be the best trees I can grow with and still growing grapes. It's not like I leave my grapes and don't do nothing. It's
Right.
not the story if you grow fruits
Right.
like grapes or apples or all this kind.
So you
And I
still
tell
have to
you,
do some work, but you're not getting a livelihood from it. You just leave the fruit. You leave it for anybody to take. How does it work? What fruit?
yeah,
The fruit that grows, you just leave them.
yeah, it's
Uh-huh.
hefker. It's hefker. I put a sign on the gate in Hebrew that the Arabs won't understand, and I
Right.
put my phone number and I put the key over there. And in the season time, people come and taking grapes and making wine.
Wow. So
And
this
it's hefker.
amazing. So you're spending your time extra learning. Tell us a little about your story. How did you become religious? How did you become choser b'tshuva? How did you get to this farming? Tell us a little about your background.
I'll do it shortly about
Sure.
myself, and I try to do it more about other farmers because I'm Choser B'Tshuva. I grew up in the kibbutz, and I go the regional, like everybody goes to the army, and after you go to travel, and then you go to the university. So it's a basic routine. In university, I found myself thinking a lot and asking a lot of questions, and Baruch Hashem, I found the best answers that you can argue with the answer. With the truth, you cannot argue. You just have the time, if you have the time to listen or not, and have the time to listen. So understand the truth is the truth, and you need to, Hashem asked me to be religious, choser b'tshuva, and this is my goal of life. This is the meaning of life, and the farming. I was a farming all my life since I was 13 years old. So for me, it's like extra care. It's like extra inyan in the tshuva that I'm choser b'tshuva, but I'm a farmer, so I need to keep mitzvot loyot ba'aretz. But I won't speak about myself so much. I want to speak about other farmers because Keren Hashvit asked me to go around the farmers in Israel. For the last year, I start my day in my fields. And then after the afternoon or in the noon, I go to many villages and many small farms in Israel and speak and convince other farmers to keep Shemitah.
So
And
what do you say? What do you say to them that can convince them? I mean, it's a hard thing to take on.
it's a dibur. It's a speak from neshama to neshama. It's from soul to soul, from heart to heart. You can't speak about money because I know Torah says tzivit birchati, but I'm not promised to the farmer. Look, you keep Shemitah, you get double of the amount of money. It doesn't go like this. You need to understand that you go to experience, and the experience is not easy. But the benefit, the revach, the mitzvah that you make, you don't believe what it's going to make to you. And I see many farmers, and they don't make good money in the 8th year or in the 6th year, but they have bracha in the health, in briut, they have bracha in shlom bayit. I met farmers 2 Shemitah ago, not religious. I meet them and I speak with them, keep Shemitah. They say me, we are not, even Shabbat you don't keep. I say, okay, but maybe you try. I say, look, they have a daughter, she doesn't have a pre-beten. They told me, look, yeah, they won't have nechadim.
Right.
Yeah, and their daughter was married with no kids. And they asked me, look, if we keep Shemitah, our daughter will be pregnant, have zera shel kayama. I say, I don't know, but if you don't try, you also don't know. And they did keep Shemitah, and her girl, she became pregnant inside the Shemitah.
Wow.
So you see, a bracha of Hashem is coming. And you see things in your eyes you don't believe. You see things in your eyes, like I said on my field, I have double of the amounts of the fruit. And I see fields that keeping Shemitah, and there's only one small road between field 1 that keeping Shemitah and field 2 which is not keeping Shemitah. And it's the same field of trees of shezifim. How you say shezifim? Palms.
Plums.
And plums. And you see the field with Shemitah. The plums was amazing, beautiful plums. And the guy who make a ter mechira Was no plums at all, or everything was on the floor because they have strong hail that damaged all the fruit. And it's between 20 meters between the two of the fields, and very hard, very difference, very big between the two fields. How can you explain this thing?
Right.
How can you explain this thing? Just you see, רואים את הקולות. You just see the miracle in your eyes, and everybody which is in coming to Israel, which is in Israel, can come visit and see the miracle. You see the השגחה of Hashem, you see, רואים את הקולות. הקדוש ברוך הוא ask you to make מסירות נפש, but he give you to see the fruits of this מסירות נפש. And I tell you, I met today a farmer on the way to the south. And also I come to the south to meet another farmer tomorrow, which try to convince to keep Shemitah, because we are till Rosh Hashanah, we try to get more and more dunam. We'll keep Shemitah in Eretz Israel, and I must tell you, I see the amount of all the dunam. This is the biggest Shemitah since Chorban Habayit, since 2,000 years.
Wow.
Since Chorban Habayit is the biggest Shemitah ever in Eretz Israel.
You mean the biggest
Everybody
amount of
looking
people keeping to Shemitah? The biggest amount of people who are keeping Shemitah? Oh, it looks like we lost Ira again. Ira, you froze up. This is really heartwarming.
You have 2,000.
No, we lost him again. Okay, I thought we heard him, and then we lost him again. I'm sorry for the technical problems. He is all the way in Israel, and he is near the fields. But it is heartwarming to hear from a farmer like Ira. He's someone who actually was secular his whole life, and then he embraced Torah, and he decided to become a farmer and to do it all the way, to keep the mitzvah all the way. His passion and his dedication to the mitzvah is unbelievable. Ira, you're back.
Is a village next to Netanya. He was shaking from fear. Tomir, I don't handle it. I can't stand this. It's too much for me. The stress, the pressure. He go to this Rav, and his Rav tell me, look, if this is the situation, make a ter mechira, don't keep Shemitah. I ask him, look, wait. Don't make any decision. I understand your place, and the damage to the body or to the goof. We don't want to take any risk, but let me check with Keren Hashvit if we can do something. And this guy already keep one Shemitah before, and this Shemitah he want to keep again, but it was too much to him. He owed lots of money, have a lot of התחייבויות. And he told me, look, I'm putting my hands up, I can't stand this. I asked him, wait, give me 1-2 hours, let me talk with Keren Hashvit, let's see if they can make something extra. I speak with the Rabbonim from Keren Hashvit, and they agreed to give to this guy, tell him we'll be with you, we'll argue, we give you what you need to keep Shemitah.
Wow.
So I called back to the farmer, and he was so happy. Now he was shaking from happiness. 1-2 hours ago he was shaking from fright, what's he gonna do? And now he was shaking from happiness. He told me, look, I was keeping Shemitah, less Shemitah, and I get a book from one kindergarten in Bnei Brak. The kids in the kindergarten, they make draw a picture, and they make a book and send to the farmer. And he told me now, after you've been with me and you told me this, I was remembering this, I take it from the closet and I open it. I didn't open it for 7 years. I open it. It makes me so strong. You make me so good about the decision I make with your help. It's not my help. It's Keren Hashvit help. Make me help the right decision to keep another 2,000 dunam. It's 2,000 dunam. It's 200,000 square meter. It's huge. It's huge. It's huge farmer, new tractors, and you see all this factory that is going to stand. It's amazing.
It's really amazing. Just for our listeners, Keren Hashvit is an organization that helps farmers with Shemitah. They give money to the farmers. They give financial assistance to whenever.
Yeah, first they give hug. First they give chibuk. First they have chizuk, that you are not alone. Am Israel is with you. And then they give also what they need. If it's need money, so they give money. And if we need the help with the wife or with the kids, give everything. Keren Hashvit is like a family of the farmers that want to keep Shemitah. So it's money, but it's also spiritual help. They make chavruta for once a week. You get phone call from one of the avrechim, and he speak with them for a few maybe minutes, half an hour, learning Torah together. But yes, it's a big organization that is maybe the only organization. I don't know another organization do what Keren Hashvi do. I didn't see no other organization go from farm to farm, from place to place, from farm to farmer, ask him, please keep Shemitah. And before I need to finish now, it's already dark here. I met another farmer. I was in Kfar Chabad. It's Chabad. So I tell you, I was in Kfar Chabad today. Asked me to come and speak with them, see how the land of Kfar Chabad will keep Shemitah. And Baruch Hashem, this is also, Kfar Chabad also keeping Shemitah in their land. And before I came to my parents' house here, I was in a farm which is in Netiva Asara. He's just on the border with Gaza. And I speak with him and what he needs, what's going to help him and what's going to do. And then before I tell him, I was hello, I'm going, litraot, bye-bye. I ask him, I tell you thank you. And I tell you thank you not for me, from all of us, from all of Am Israel, that you are keeping Shemitah for them. You keep Shemitah for the guy in New York, for the guy in Australia, the guy in Bnei Brak, in Yerushalayim. You do this for you, but you do it for all of us. This is a big mitzvah to make all of us together. And we, Bezrat Hashem, come to Rosh Hashanah with מלאים מצוות כרימון, and בעזרת השם שיהיה שנה טובה וכתיבה וחתימה טובה to all of you.
Thank you so much, Ira. Do you have another minute to tell us a story about what happened last time, or you're rushing? He's rushing. Okay, he had to leave. Just for those of you who want to know more, I'm here. I'm seeing some of your comments. His dedication, his passion for Shemitah, for keeping the mitzvah in the land of Israel as a farmer is really incredible. His dedication and the dedication of all the farmers, as he's saying, he's doing it for really all of us, because we do not have to do Shemitah here in Chutz La'aretz, outside of the land of Israel, but his dedication to the mitzvah is for each and every one of us. And of course, his dedication for keeping the mitzvah and his passion for it is something that we all benefit from. If you want to know more information about the mitzvah of Shemitah, look it up on Chabad.org/Shemitah. Do a search, what is Shemitah? We'll be having lots of articles about this mitzvah. Those of you who are asking about the organization that helps with farmers, it is Keren Hashvi'is, is the organization that does help. But I guess the thrust of this interview, the main part that we can take away for all of us, we do not have to keep Shemitah here outside of Israel, although there is some laws in terms of using or benefiting from any of the fruit of the land of Israel. And you can look it up on Chabad.org. If you are eating anything fruit-wise from the land of Israel, there are problems with it, and we have to be careful in how we do it. But the take-home message, I guess, for all of us is just like Iris said, just like Shabbat, we all try to increase our awareness of God, our connection with God, our connection with spirituality, with Torah, with mitzvot. So too during this year of Shemitah, Ira and farmers like him all throughout the land of Israel will be spending their time focusing on their mission, focusing on their purpose. Why are we here in this world? And they'll be focusing more on learning Torah, on learning about mitzvot, on doing more of the connection and keeping that connection with God. So perhaps the take-home message for all of us is that this year we too can increase our connection, increase our learning of Torah, increase what we're doing here, and increase our focus on our mission and on our connection with God. As Ira said, he feels God's hug throughout this entire year. And I want to wish you all a sweet and happy year. Let it be for all of us and for all the people of Israel. For those of you, again, who want to know more information, I'm seeing in the comments, some of you are asking more about Shemitah. You can find the information on Chabad.org. Do a search. What is Shemitah? What do you need to know? For those of you who are asking, it is Keren Hashvi'is. Keren, K-E-R-E-N, Hashvi'is, H-A-S-H-V-I-I-S. You can do a search there. This is the organization that Ira is helping to convince other farmers to keep Shemitah, and that is helping on a financial basis for those in need who are keeping this great mitzvah of Shemitah. Thank you all for joining us today. Thank you for joining us with this passionate, beautiful farmer, Ira, who taught us a little about his experience in keeping Shemitah. And may we all have his passion in connecting to God and staying close to God and on focusing on our purpose and on our mission. Thank you all for joining us.